In the ever-shifting landscape of K-pop accolades and international recognition, one name has steadily risen from respected artist to emblem of cross-cultural influence: Kim Seokjin, better known as Jin of BTS. As the 2025 Mnet Asian Music Awards, MAMA, approach, the question echoes across fans, critics, and industry insiders alike. Why does Jin, amidst fierce competition, truly deserve to win a MAMA in 2025? The answer is not found in a single achievement, but in the constellation of his recent work, a tapestry of artistic evolution, global impact, resilience, and integrity. First, one must look at the musical dimension. In 2025, Jin released Echo, his second solo extended play, following his debut solo release, Happy. While many idols paused their creative momentum after mandatory military service, Jin instead embraced it as a rebirth. Echo showcases a nuanced blend of emotional depth and sonic experimentation. The record is not a mere extension of his BTS identity. It feels introspective, personal, and intentionally crafted. Each song delves into themes of longing, reflection, and growth, underpinned by arrangements that balance rock instrumentation, ambient textures, and heartfelt piano lines. Critics have praised the EP's cohesion and maturity, noting that Jin doesn't rely solely on his voice or past reputation. He invites listeners into his inner world. That vulnerability and musical ambition matter deeply within the standards of awards that honor artistry, not just popularity. Yet music alone would not carry him across borders. Jin's run Seokjin EP tour is an emblem of his transition from group anchor to solo force. Across Asia, Europe, and North America, the tour drew thousands, filled stadiums, and demonstrated that Jin's appeal goes far beyond the shadow of BTS. He transformed each concert into a story weaving theatrics, visuals, and fan connection into an immersive narrative. His live vocals stayed steadfast. His stage presence commanded stages alone, and his rapport with audiences remained intimate even within massive arenas. In that regard, his tour is not just a commercial success but a statement of legitimacy. Jin is no longer an adjunct to his group. He is a headlining artist in his own right. Parallel to his musical rise, Jin has expanded his influence in fashion, branding, and global culture. His work as Gucci's global ambassador has not been superficial or perfunctory. Instead, his presence at fashion events, most notably Milan Fashion Week, drew international acclaim. With just 2 social media posts, Jin generated nearly $9.75 million in earned media value, pushing Gucci's visibility to #2 among top brands at Women's Milan Fashion Week SS26. While many celebrities accept ambassadorship roles, few achieve measurable impact on brand metrics and cultural perception as Jin has. His style, composure, and global appeal have elevated him beyond the customary roles of influencer to that of cultural bridge, one who connects Eastern and Western aesthetics with authenticity. Awards like MAMA evaluate not just charts and streams, but also the intangible elements of influence and legacy. Jin's influence has manifested in ways deeply felt by fans and industry alike. His global fanbase army is unmatched in loyalty and mobilization. When Jin shares a message, fans magnify it, engage with it, and etch it across platforms. On Jimin's birthday in 2025, only Jin publicly conveyed a heartfelt message, while others remained silent, and it became a trending, emotional moment. That simple act underscored how Jin, beyond his artistry, embodies empathy, respect, and familial bonds that resonate deeply with fans. Perhaps most compelling is how Jin returned from military service, not as a shadow of his former self, but as a refined, elevated artist. Many idols struggle to reclaim their momentum, but Jin shifted ascension into overdrive. He has balanced solo pursuits, brand collaborations, and fan engagement in a way that few can claim. That balance speaks to discipline, integrity, and vision. MAMA should honor not just success, but resilience and evolution. Critics might argue that BTS members like J-Hope or RM also deserve awards, and they do. But Jin's 2025 journey marks a unique confluence of milestones: a solo tour crossing continents, a successful solo EP, a fashion influence that reshaped major brands, and a fanbase that continued to elevate him. In a year where repetition is easy, Jin chose innovation. In a year where visibility demands volume, Jin achieved resonance with restraint. The 2025 MAMA Award for Jin would not merely celebrate a year of accomplishments, it would affirm his rightful position among Korea's most meaningful solo artists. It would be recognition that Jin is not only a singer of notes, but a curator of experiences, a global ambassador of style and emotion, and a living proof that art, when nurtured with sincerity, can transcend boundaries. In the grand orchestra of K-pop, Jin's solo voice in 2025 deserves its moment in the spotlight. A Mama Award would echo not just, "You did well," but, "You belong here." And truly, he already does. That message, "You belong here," would not simply be a trophy on a shelf. For Jin, it would be a validation of every quiet step taken during moments the spotlight wasn't on him. From his early days in BTS, where he was often labeled the visual, to now being regarded as a complete, standalone artist, Jin's transformation has been nothing short of profound. His artistry isn't loud or bombastic, it is subtle, emotional, meticulously refined, and universally resonant. What truly sets Jin apart in 2025 is the emotional continuity he has maintained with his fanbase, despite the shifts in his professional path. Fans who watched him perform Epiphany in packed BTS concerts years ago are now watching him sing newer, more vulnerable ballads on intimate stages, and still feel that same warmth, that same sincerity that made them fall in love with his artistry in the first place. There is no facade with Jin. There's only honesty, growth, and authenticity, and that in itself is revolutionary in an industry so often driven by spectacle. His lyrics, too, have taken on more maturity and nuance. In songs like Glass Moon and Letters from the Wind, highlights from his 2025 EP, Seokjin expresses themes of longing, nostalgia, and personal healing. The music doesn't just ask to be listened to, it demands to be felt. His words echo through verses in both Korean and English, transcending language and allowing global audiences to access the emotional core of his message. His ability to communicate so deeply without overproducing his music shows restraint and confidence, something that only the most seasoned artists possess. Then there is the business side, and Jin's influence there is just as striking. His partnership with Gucci was not born from trend chasing, but from alignment in values and vision. When Stefano Cantino, CEO of Gucci, personally invited Jin to Milan Fashion Week and later praised him in public interviews, it was a clear signal that Jin was no mere celebrity endorsement. He was part of the brand's identity shift in 2025 toward elegance, storytelling, and emotional resonance. Gucci's campaign, featuring Jin shot in Seoul's historic Hanok district and styled in muted earth tones that reflect his calm charisma, was shared across global billboards, fashion magazines, and digital campaigns. And with just 2 posts, Jin's EMV exceeded that of multiple Fashion Week regulars, many of whom had larger followings or louder press coverage. It was proof that impact isn't about frequency, it's about connection. Back home in South Korea, Jin's return from the military also became a cultural moment. It wasn't filled with grand parades or self-promotion. Instead, he quietly rejoined BTS for their 12th anniversary celebration and was seen in candid moments visiting family, reconnecting with friends, and even volunteering. This quiet grace in an era of overexposure made people look closer, listen more attentively, and respect the man behind the fame. And it's this combination, humility and power, sensitivity and leadership, that has made Jin not only a top candidate for a 2025 Mama Award, but a symbol of K-pop's maturity. Furthermore, the global K-pop landscape in 2025 has seen a shift. As younger idols debut and trends cycle faster than ever, Jin's enduring relevance is not just rare, it's instructive. He is showing a blueprint for longevity. Evolve with your fans, but stay true to your soul. And perhaps that is what the Mama Awards should represent, not just a celebration of the newest chart toppers, but a recognition of enduring artistry that stands the test of time. Jin's journey is also deeply tied to the evolution of BTS as a global phenomenon. While each member has explored solo endeavors, Jin's path has been unique in how he preserved the ethos of BTS sincerity, love for fans, and a commitment to meaningful art, even as he blazed his own trail. He has never tried to distance himself from his roots, but instead, he's built upon them. His solo success is not a breakaway, it's a continuation, a branch growing from a very strong tree. And that's what makes him so deserving of the 2025 Mama Award. He's not riding a wave, he's making one. He's not following the industry, he's reshaping it. His music, his message, his fashion presence, his human moments all contribute to a larger narrative, that an artist doesn't need to be loud to be heard, and doesn't need to dominate headlines to dominate hearts. In the end, giving the Mama Award to Jin BTS in 2025 would not just be about rewarding one incredible year. It would be about honoring the culmination of a decade-long journey and the beginning of something even greater. Because if this year has proven anything, it's that Jin is not just back, he's here to stay. And the world is finally listening. And now that the world is listening, it's beginning to understand something that armies have known for years. Jin isn't just a star, he's a legacy in motion. Every award season is filled with hype, competition, and viral moments. But in 2025, there's something deeper in the air. There's a sense that K-pop is growing up, and the industry is starting to appreciate not just who can trend the fastest, but who can touch people the deepest. Jin BTS has proven that time and time again. Whether it's through the raw poetry of his lyrics, his grace on global stages, or even his unguarded moments of vulnerability in interviews and live streams, he invites people not just to be fans but to be part of his story. And this story has become all the more impactful because of what Jin represents. He is the face of post-military renewal, showing how an artist can return stronger, wiser, and more emotionally resonant. He is the bridge between K-pop's golden past and its ever-expanding future, uniting generations of fans who grew up with BTS and those just discovering the power of Korean music. He is the silent leader, never loud, never forceful, but always deeply present. When Gucci named him their most important global ambassador of the year, it wasn't just a marketing decision, it was a recognition of his influence. And when Billboard acknowledged his European tour as the most profitable by a Korean soloist, it wasn't just about the numbers, it was about the way he sold emotion, not just tickets. Whether performing for 10,000 or 50,000 fans, he delivers the same level of care, the same love, the same attention to every note. It is that consistency, that integrity, that makes Jin stand tall in an industry where many fall victim to reinvention without direction. And let's not forget how he responds to adversity. Even in the midst of controversies like the recent scrutiny over the Genie's Lamp beverage branding, Jin maintained silence until the moment was right, then responded with calm transparency, reinforcing the image of a man who understands the weight of his platform. He doesn't seek drama, he diffuses it with grace. In an age where reactions often eclipse reality, Jin stays rooted, mature, intentional, and unwavering in his values. The 2025 Mama Award wouldn't just honor an artist who had a successful year, it would crown a man who embodies the future of Korean artistry on the world stage. It would send a message to the next generation of idols. You don't need to chase relevance if you live with purpose. You don't need to trend every week if your work speaks for itself. And Jin's work screams without shouting. It shines without needing validation. But maybe, just maybe, it's time the world gave him one anyway. So, when the curtain rises on Mama 2025 and the name Kim Seokjin echoes through the arena, it won't just be a celebration, it will be a collective exhale, a moment of justice. A tribute to an artist who never demanded attention, but earned the world's respect, one lyric, one heartbeat, and one glowing stage at a time. It will also be a reminder that true artistry is timeless, that while trends rise and fall, while rookies come and go, there are those like Jin whose influence only deepens not because they chase relevance, but because they anchor themselves in authenticity. That's what makes Jin BTS more than just a singer. He is a cultural icon, a silent architect of global connection, and a figure whose every step is made not for applause, but for meaning. Fans have long recognized this. ARMY has carried Jin not just with cheers and chants, but with quiet loyalty, streaming his solo work long after its release, organizing global birthday projects, and defending his integrity in moments of doubt. That unwavering love is born from how Jin has always given back. Not with grand speeches, but with subtle gestures, a handwritten note here, a soft smile on stage there, a moment of eye contact that feels like the world stops. This year, that love multiplied. After his discharge from military service, he didn't simply return, he rose. With Run Seokjin Ep Tour, he became the first K-pop soloist to headline multiple sold-out concerts at Incheon's Munhak Stadium, a feat that even groups struggle to accomplish. His name climbed the Billboard charts once again, not because of corporate backing or endless press tours, but because of the purity of his performances. The emotional weight of Epiphany, the stunning simplicity of the astronaut, the warmth in his voice that wraps around you like home, all of it became a global language, understood across borders and beliefs. And now, the industry is finally catching up to what ARMY has always known. Jin BTS deserves to be celebrated, not just remembered. If he wins the 2025 Mama Award, it won't just be a trophy, it'll be a milestone. Not just for him, but for every artist who has been told they're too soft to lead, too quiet to shine, too elegant to dominate. Jin disproves all of it. He is proof that gentleness can be powerful, that kindness can move charts, and that real talent doesn't need validation to exist but deserves it nonetheless. So as cameras flash and speeches begin, and the spotlight falls on one man standing in silent humility, remember this. Jin BTS didn't just earn Mama 2025. He redefined what it means to be worthy of it. And in doing so, he didn't just change his legacy. He changed the standard for what K-pop greatness truly looks like.